Treasure Beach. We got a different view. We are at Sunset Resort at Treasure Beach. A little bit of a rig me up here. Let's see what this angle looks like. All right, yeah, that's what I thought. I left the second tripod, so I'm just leaning this camera on some bags and whatever have you, but making it work as per usual. But we are here, made it on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. Sure more people will be joining the live stream, but we have pretty nice view. I'd say pretty nice view today. And it was raining earlier, drizzling, I should say, but we'll see if we get a nice sunset today. I might adjust the camera there. Let me go do that now. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to adjust some settings and maybe we can get a little clearer, brighter picture. I think that's the best we're going to get. I actually need an ND filter. And of course, I left it, but that's okay. I think it's going to come out nice once the sun gets a little bit lower in the sky. And it should be cool. So there I am. Like I said before, we're here in Treasure Beach. We're at my friend's hotel, Corey and Janet. And this is where I always stay, at Sunset Resort in Treasure Beach. There's nowhere else that I would stay when I come out here. This is like home to me out here, and I always like supporting them and their endeavors. They got a lot of construction going on. I don't know if I could show it, but we'll see if they let me. It's like right in front of me. But they're doing a new kitchen here and also a new restaurant deck. Let me show it to you right now. It's like, hold on, hopefully it doesn't mess up. But that's the restaurant deck right there. And you're literally like on the water pretty much. It's going to be beautiful. They said they're going to have it done in the next 2 weeks, which should be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. Switch it back here. Little picture-in-picture action going on, and this is what we're working with. It is very hot here, I'd say. I am like sweating through my shirt. I don't know if you can hear, but the rain is starting to come down, and it's trickling in. Anyway, good evening to you all. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. Thanks for joining this Thanksgiving live stream. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Nadine, Donna Bryce, Metho, all the usuals. And of course, if you're chiming in for the first time, or even if you're not chiming in for the first time, just let me know where you are chiming in from. I always love to hear where in the world people are chiming in from. Suzette, how you doing? Happy Thanksgiving to you. Metho Nelson says, spent a lot of time frolicking around there as a kid. Yeah, it's beautiful out here. One of my favorite places in Jamaica for sure. And there is actually good running here. This is, I'm sure there are other places in Jamaica to do like trail running, but I don't know. One of my friends who lives out here, Thelwell, he's kind of like an OG runner. I'm probably going to hit him up later and we'll probably go for a run tomorrow morning. get some miles in, nothing too crazy. But yeah, it's just like a, quiet, sleepy town here. And you kind of just, at least for me, you come out here just to do nothing, to relax, to chill. And that's why this place has become my getaway place. It's very close to Negril. It's like an hour and a half. Actually, the road, I don't know what road it is, but one of the roads was closed they're putting down new piping, and there was an open trench. So we had to take a little detour, which was fine. And I called Corey, the owner, and he told me where to go. And it was like not even, I don't even think it added 10 minutes to the trip. But that was about it. Hour and a half. My dad's been bringing me here since I was a kid. We started coming here, and always found it fun and enjoyable. Always want my friends here as well. Nadine says Treasure Beach is absolutely beautiful. Agreed. Happy Thanksgiving, Rachel. Hey, Candice. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Nadine chiming in from Poughkeepsie. Awesome. I've never been to Poughkeepsie, but like stopped. I went to Albany, SUNY Albany. So you have to drive. Well, not have to, but I always drove through past Poughkeepsie when I was going to and from school. Metho says, I'm staying at Azteca next year. Where is that? Is that here in Treasure Beach? I'm not familiar. It's me by myself today. So as the sun gets lower, I'm just going to have to hop over and make adjustments. I already see it's kind of getting a little blown out. So let me go do that real quick. All right, going to look up Azteca. Metho says it's here in Treasure Beach. All right, don't have much of an agenda today. Kind of just wanted to give more of an update than anything else. Some people were asking about the state of emergency, which I'm sure most people are aware of, which affects Westmoreland and Hanover. And here, I haven't seen much change in Westmoreland, I would say, in terms of the adjustments that come with an SOE. And the only thing is the Army stops, the checkpoints. Leaving Westmoreland today, there was a check, like coming into St. Elizabeth, there was a checkpoint, but honestly, nobody was there. You just kind of drove around the gates, so there's nobody check them. I drove from Ocho Rios on Saturday, drove up on, drove up on Saturday, drove down back to Negril on Sunday, and yeah, there was a checkpoint going into St. James, nothing there. And then leaving St. James, there was a checkpoint, and that was it. That was the only one. That rain is starting to come down. But those are like I said, those are the only, I would say, adjustments that I've seen, or effects that I've had. I'm not aware specifically what else that they're doing or implementing, but obviously it's to combat the upsurge and violence that's been happening. But other than that, that's the only thing that I heard that anybody necessarily wanted to talk about. I don't know if anybody has any more specific questions on that. as far as the, I don't know if you can see the rain, but yeah, okay, yeah, you can see it. As far as the channel goes, so few updates are, was actually working on this yesterday, and I'm doing my best to like clear out, not clear out sounds bad, but basically all the content that I've filmed this year, I'm going to try and get it out. So we have two more podcasts that I've done. So the first one is with Dawn Gray. So if you were at Throt, you know who I'm talking about. So Dawn Gray is a real estate attorney, and that I've talked about her before. That is like my go-to attorney, period. But definitely when it comes to real estate, like she's like a supreme expert in it. And I had the opportunity to sit down with her before Thropex, and I was trying to get it out before Thropex, but I just couldn't, just didn't have the time. The planning of the event was, as you can imagine, was taking over my entire life, but it was really awesome and worth it. But anyway, with that being said, I'm working on getting that out. So the idea is to, I'm just bringing up my calendar here. The idea is to start getting things out like next week. And so for the rest of the year, we're going to be putting out weekly videos and set my schedule, set my calendar, and going to be editing like madman, which I do enjoy. I do enjoy that. But the interview with Dawn Gray, super, super informative. If you were a virtual attendee or you're in-person attendee at ThropX, you know, again, exactly what I'm talking about. And she's very, I would say more, she's very straightforward and frank with her answers on the interview. But counter to that, at ThropX, you more of her personality, and I saw more of her personality than I ever had, and it was really awesome, and it was like perfect, you know. And just so you know, she gave examples to specific questions that people have had and related it back to the law and back to her experience. And in the interview that I did with her, we go deep on quite a few questions, actually. So excited to release that. The other interview that I did is with Matthew Wallace, another panelist for ThropX 2022. And he is he's one of the partners of Scotch Boys. He's also the owner of Matthew's, which is a restaurant in the grill, which is located at Boardwalk Village. And we had a great conversation. You know, he's a young dude. He's early 30s, I believe, early to mid 30s. And he has several businesses, and he's a young entrepreneur, and he has his own views on where he wants to see Negril. And we kind of go into that, and we talk a little bit about his businesses and his ambitions with his businesses. And it's just so awesome to have somebody like-minded like that in the grill. That's we're close in age, and he's somebody that you can already tell like he's going to be like one of the future leaders of our community at some point, if he's not considered one already, as a matter of fact. So he's just like, he's on the come up in many ways, with as far as I'm thinking of like leadership and setting the direction of our community and setting the direction of our town. And Matthew Wallace is definitely one of those dudes. I really like the way he thinks, and comes from a great family. You know, of course, Richard Wallace is his father, and he is the now former president of the Negro Chamber of Commerce, and he was the president at the time. He was a speaker at Throp X last weekend, and he went through, you know, a bunch of different topics of the grill, its challenges, where we're going. And the invitation was definitely opened by him, and then also by Mr. Grizzle, about just welcoming everybody who was at the conference and who was watching in to invest in Jamaica and to invest in the grill. And those are the two podcast interviews. Oh, sorry, I forgot about the third one. The third one is my dad. Sorry, I'm just going to adjust the camera 1 second. Sorry, one man band here today. Can I adjust this camera? I know I'm getting a little dark myself. Let's see if I can do it. There we go. Oops, my bad. All right. There we go. This is what happens when you gotta do everything yourself. But we got it. We got it. Yeah, the last interview that I have is actually with my dad. And so with that is actually a series that I'm starting, just calling Conversations with My Dad. And this one was pretty cool. We basically are having, like, the way this conversation went, we have a conversation. Our conversation started with his journey to Jamaica, back to Jamaica. And not to spoil it or anything like that, but we started with him leaving Jamaica, and understanding what that picture was like and what his journey was like from Jamaica to the UK. And we're talking 262. We're talking early 60s here. And I'm not sure if that's considered, I don't know if anybody knows this, if that's considered part of the Windrush movement, but that's the time frame in which we're talking about, of my dad leaving Jamaica and migrating to the UK. And then he goes into his migration from the UK to the United States, and then even went into how he met my mother in Fiji, and how they got married and how they had us. So it's a real interesting story. It's a personal story for him and both myself as well. And it's just, I'm really excited to share that. So that's actually going to be the last podcast that I'm going to have for this year. And that's how we're going to close out the year. I believe that is, I want to say Christmas Eve. I have on the calendar Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. I believe it's Christmas Eve, Saturday. And that's going to be the last podcast of the year. Close out strong, close out with that one. And then in between, what I'm also doing is I'm going to also be releasing some of the panel discussions for that were done during Throt X. I think there's a lot of them that is going to really benefit people. And those are going to be slow released over the next few months. And then I'm going to also be shooting content as well. So there's a couple of, only one scheduled right now. So there's one scheduled for a property in the Grill, like really, really beautiful property. And it's on Deep West End. I don't want to give that one away yet, but that's going to be filmed this year. I'm not sure if we're going to get it out this year, but it's going to be filmed this year. And then also have two cool podcasts that I can't really talk about right now with two guests. So, two guests. We're going to film. I'm not sure if we're going to release it this year, but looking forward to that. All right. And I think that's pretty much the content schedule. And then we're, of course, releasing like all the photos, and got a couple of videos, like highlight videos, if you will, from coming up. Anna, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome. Rachel says, OMG, that looks like the perfect place to just chill out quietly. I'm mesmerized. Yeah, it's so nice. And it's I wish you could hear the rain. Let me see if I could turn this up a little bit. It sounds pretty bad, but you get the idea. Yeah, it's coming down. It's coming down. Real nice. Keep thinking today's Friday, but real nice way to end the Thursday. Rachel says Zone Gray left a great impression on everyone. I know I was totally flabbergasted by her. Yeah, she was pretty awesome. She is really, really awesome. I wish I had more. Like, I wish I was like, just sitting down listening to her, but was like not running around, but focusing on other things and just heard things here and there. And I laughed too with everybody else. Nadine says the podcast with your dad will be amazing. Thank you. I thank you. I think so. And I definitely want to do more of them with him. Synthwave, good to see you, man. Thanks for joining. Welcome. Serious Box says thank you on TV while we eat. Okay, awesome. Thanks. Hello. Nice to be on your TV. All right, I'm gonna adjust the camera again. It's getting a little dark. 1 sec. Wow, it's like really heavy. Like I have the noise canceling on my headphones. It's like crazy heavy, so I can't really hear it. Yeah, it's coming down real hard. Nadine says, my dad migrated to the United States in 1970. My dad, man, when did my dad? I mean, my dad had to have migrated there, and I have to turn my headphones up because it's so loud. Sorry. Yeah, the rain is like super, super loud. I could have you hear it. Yeah, so my dad migrated to the States in the 60s because he started Winthrop Car Service in 1969. And that was in Brooklyn, New York. And that's, he didn't start in Canarsie. He ended up in Canarsie. Where did he start? It was on Winthrop Street. Definitely not in Canarsie. Man, would that be considered East Flatbush? I'd have to ask him. Actually, I'd have to look into it. But that's when my dad really kind of made his mark in the United States. I would say 69 and beyond, and he started Winthrop Car Service, and that was this one of the staple. And then, one of the staple transportations in New York and Brooklyn for minorities, because back then it was really difficult. For those of you who are in New York and old enough to have experienced this, it was difficult to get a yellow cab in our neighborhoods. And this is how the livery cab services started, or the gypsy cab services started. And it was literally my dad. And this was illegal, but this is before he formulated the company. But how it started is that he borrowed a friend's vehicle and started picking people up and taking them to work in the morning, and just renting out the vehicle like week after week. And then one of his friends, I don't know if it's leaking, but I'm feeling some drips here. Anyway, one of his friends, I would say the guy who owned the vehicle, he's like, man, if I had two more of you, I could make so much more money. And he's like, oh, no problem. And then he started getting his friends to come. Sorry, the wind is blowing the rain in. I'm going to have to move my computer over just a little bit. 1 second. Okay. Sorry about that. So yeah, I was just telling the story about my dad and the gypsy cab service. So he ended up bringing on a bunch of his friends and rented more cars, and then just kept bringing more and more people on, and that's how Winthrop Car Service started, and grew to the largest Black-owned taxi service in New York. That was, I think that was in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken, that happened. There was over 300 cars under Winthrop Car Service, and formulated a livery car service, the livery cab service organization. And my dad was president for a few years for that. And it was other guys as well who started their own livery taxi service businesses, essentially in competition with the yellow cab services. And we also got to remember that the yellow cab services back then was dominated by the New York City medallions. And so in order to be a yellow cab driver, you had to have these New York City medallions. And these medallions are this is before Uber, of course. They were like $100,000 US each. And many immigrants who came to the United States, as you can imagine, this was how they earned a living, and they pool their money to save up to buy these medallions so they could drive around New York City. And that didn't apply to, I still believe it doesn't apply to the boroughs, the outer boroughs. So at least in Brooklyn, they have the green cab service, which I'm not too familiar with. And that's kind of something new. Like, I feel like that came out when I was in college. But before that, it was like, it's mostly livery cab services in Brooklyn, and definitely in like the Canarsie Black communities, East Flatbush. Like, that was all livery cab service, are predominantly dominated by livery cab service. Anyway, brief history on Winthrop Car Service and how my dad started it, and he goes into a lot of detail and depth on that during our conversation that we'll be releasing at the end of December, which I'm excited for. Oh, I see what happened. I'm like looking at, like, why am I moving in slow motion? But I know I changed the shutter speed, so I'm going to fix that in a second. But let's hop over to the comments. Nadine says, sounds really amazing. I love the sound of rain. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful sound for sure. Roger says, my mom said to put you on the TV so she can see you. Yes, I'd love to be on there. Hello, Mom. Oh, and Rachel, I think it's looking like I'm going to be running the Miami half in February. As long as I can stay healthy, it's looking very likely, very likely. So I believe that's around mid-February, but I'll let you know. Andrew Blake, how you doing? All is well. Little rainy Thursday here. That's all in Treasure Beach. It's really coming down. Really coming down. Boy, I haven't been in the rain like this in like a long time. I'm just gonna fix this camera. Okay, there we go. Much better. Okay, yep, Rachel, I will let you know about Miami. Looking forward to it. Kind of feeling rain, but at least on my feet. Definitely don't need the equipment getting wet. Rain is definitely blessings. But also, where Reggae Marathon is next week, Sunday in the grill. I was honestly going to drop out the race next. Like I wasn't going to do it. Okay, I think this is better, so you guys don't hear the rain. Yeah, I was going to drop out the. If you want to hear the rain, I can turn that back on if you want. But I was actually going to drop out the race up until I want to say this Sunday, like Monday, Sunday, Monday, and but just had two really good workouts. I had a really good workout on Monday, and I had a really good workout this morning, and that just it definitely helped with my confidence. But there's going to be some really good runners there. Like I just found out, like an Olympian runner is going to be running, so an Olympian marathoner, I should say. So that's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a competitive race for sure. And I'm gonna do it. I'm definitely gonna do it. I mean, so many people want to see me run. So it's like in terms of the town, like because everybody sees me running in the morning, and they're looking forward to seeing me compete. So I'm gonna do it. I'm feeling good. Little knee issue. This is not an excuse. Just have a like, little knee issue, but it doesn't. It honestly does not affect my running. It's just it like hurts when I bend it, but does not. I don't feel anything when I'm running, and I figure I just get it checked out and taken care of after the race. So definitely 100% doing Reggae Marathon this year, and gonna try to do what I can. Do the best that I possibly can, even though I just don't have my fitness at all because I've been injured pretty much most of this year. I want to say about 7 months of this year. I'm interested to see how many miles I've ran this year. Usually I'm over 2,000 miles every year running. If I hit 1,000, I'd be surprised, to be honest, if I hit 1,000. But that's just the way this year went. And I think it went that way for the best because if I had been training with my normal training schedule as hard as I usually do, maybe ThropX wouldn't have been as successful, or, it wouldn't have went off the way it went. And because I wasn't able to dedicate as much time as I usually do to running, I was able to shift that focus to something else, and I'm going to continue to do that. Also want to put out there, and this, I think this was a good idea. Like we are, I was suggested by I think it was my dad or my brother suggested I put this out there. So we're hiring actually at Throt Media. So we're looking for primarily video editors, and then also videographers as well. So looking for two of each, pretty much as soon as possible is what we're looking for. And I don't think My idea is like to bring one on at a time. Well, actually two, like if they were both doing the same job. So for example, if it was like two videographers coming on at the same time, like perfect, or two video editors coming on at the same time, perfect. But if it's going to be one or the other, I would take one, so to speak, one at a time. So looking for that. Probably going to put out the job descriptions by next week, as a matter of fact, because we know the lead time with hiring people can be a few weeks. So looking to hopefully, if we can start them before Christmas, great. If not, it will be probably sometime in the new year. More than likely, because this is a process. But I want to start from now, and I want to hire locally. I definitely want to hire locally, because with the video editing job, that can be somebody from anywhere in the world for the most part, but definitely looking for highly skilled individuals, or at least somebody who has a passion for just being a general creative and has a good attitude. That's kind of what we're looking for. Just putting the feelers out there. If you know anybody, or if you think anybody might be interested, and I think we're going to be paying pretty good. I would say we're paying industry standards, and don't have it here, but we came up with the pricing, and I would say it's as far as like compared to the average Jamaican salary, this is like way, 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 way higher, because we're looking for, I would say, high level talent. Or if you don't have the talent, we're looking to build you into that, and looking for somebody who's looking to build out a career. But it's a very good paying job, and you're right in line with I would say, the creative standards, not in Jamaica, but internationally, I would say. So that's kind of where we are. And like I said, I'd love to hire locally across the board, but at this point, especially with the video editors, we might have to hire overseas, because it's very difficult to find that kind of talent here in Jamaica. And I would even say me and Candice went to this YouTube conference in Los Angeles in September, and there seems to be a great shortage of creative editors in the industry in general. So it's going to be competitive for us to even find that person or persons already, and even in the first world market, so to speak. So it's going to be hard to find that here in Jamaica, of course. But hopefully we give the opportunity to the right person, and we're a growing company, we're a growing channel, and I think we're a pretty cool company to work for. Would you agree, Candice? I don't know if you're still in the comments. So that's what's coming up, and just putting it out there if you all know anyone. Greg Adams says the rain will fall, but the dirt be tough. R&M. What does R&M mean? Rachel says, sounds exciting. Yes, you have to do it. Yes, we'll definitely be doing it. Okay, Candice agrees. Fun company to work for. And we're growing. Like, we're a tech company. We're a digital marketing company, and we're focusing on the creative side of things. Donna Bryce says, approximately how many people take part in Reggae Marathon? I was actually in a meeting today, and the 10K alone is 700 people. And that is the biggest registered already. So there's going to be more people. I'm not sure. So there's the marathon, the half marathon, and the 10K. That's all in one race. Usually the marathon is, I want to say, around 100 people will do the marathon, and then a little bit more for the half marathon, and then the largest group of people will be the 10K. Like I said, there's already 700 people signed up for that already, and there's probably going to be quite a few more coming in on the registration day, which is the day. I think you can do 2 days before, but definitely the day before. So the race is on the 4th, and then the Saturday, the 3rd, is the pasta party. And it is dubbed the best pasta party in the world. And I've heard many runners from around the world say the same thing, that it literally the best pasta party that they've ever been to. And I ran races all around the world, and there is no pasta party that compares to the one here in Jamaica. And I say that without apology. They we really go over the top, not only in entertainment, which we have the Silverbirds band, we have a singer, and it's just like a very fun environment and very fun atmosphere. It's hosted by a couple swept away across the street at their sports complex. And then we have also amazing pasta dishes, and the Jamaican hotels, restaurants, and chefs, they go all out with the pasta. And this is open and welcome to anybody, even if you're not a runner, but you happen to be in town. It's a great time. It finishes before 9 p.m. because everybody has to get to sleep. The race starts at 5:15 a.m. on the 4th, and the roads close at 4 a.m. on the 4th of December. So if you're in town in the grill next weekend, definitely come to the pasta party. It's $20, 20 or $25. I should know this. I was just in the meeting, but I'm going to say $25 just so we go over a little bit, but it goes towards the JHTA in the grill chapter. And you get all you can eat pasta, you get great entertainment, and highly recommend if you're in town. And then two, come out to cheer on Sunday morning. Come out to cheer. It's a fun event. A lot of people, it'll be their first time doing a 10K, half marathon, and marathon. It's warm. Obviously, we're in a tropical climate, so any sort of encouragement and cheers that you have really do help runners. So I would encourage anybody out there who's going to be in town, come out and support the runners. Um, Cheer them on. It starts, like I said, at 5:15 a.m. and the route starts at Long Bay Beach Park, which is a little bit north of beaches, and then it goes. I should just bring up the map, right? Why don't I? Oh boy. Okay, we got a little spam here. Let me block that. Okay, let's bring up the map. Um, One second here. Oops. Okay. We will. All right. So let's zoom into Negril. Oh, taking some time to buffer here. Oh, that's not good. We'll let that buffer. That's gonna talk about it. So I'm gonna take that down. So the route, I'll just talk about the route real quick. I don't know how much longer we can go because I didn't bring any lighting with me. I'll go till it gets dark. Let's call it that. But anyway, the route is from Long Bay Beach Park, excuse me, and then it goes downtown to the roundabout of Negril, and then it goes all the way back up to Salt Bridge, and then back downtown to the roundabout. Sorry about that. I don't think the rain agrees with the Wi-Fi. Okay, but all right, back to the map in our heads. So after you come, so I'll start again. So we start at Long Bay Beach Park, downtown to the roundabout, all the way up to Salt Creek Bridge, then back down to the roundabout, and then yeah, back up to Salt Creek Bridge. This is up by the new Little Bay Country Club, and then back to Long Bay Beach Park. Let's try to bring up the map again. I don't know if that's what killed the internet, but maybe I should leave that alone. Okay, it's working now. I think we're good. All right, let's see if we could add this map, and I can show you real quick. There we go. Okay, so this is, I'll remember to go slow here. Sometimes I forget. So this is Negril. So this is the 5 miles of white sand beach, and then 2 miles, making up 7 miles of white sand beach in Negril. And we will go up to Long Bay Park. So this is where it starts, Long Bay Beach Park. And I'll go slowly here and I'll zoom out. So we go from here and then we'll run all the way downtown. And this is the roundabout here. And we'll circle a roundabout and then we'll run all the way back up north. And we're going to go all the way here. And then this is Salt Creek Bridge here, or the North Negril River. And so we'll make the turnaround right about here. We won't hit the bridge, thank goodness. And then we'll run all the way back downtown, back to the roundabout. And that'll be the last time we touch the roundabout. And then I'll run all the way back up to right here to just about Salt Creek Bridge, probably right where this A1 sign is here. And then we will finish at Long Bay Beach Park right here. And that makes up 26.2 miles. And that will be the Reggae Marathon. Sorry, let me bring this down. It looks like you see that on the right side of your screen. Like that's like more rain coming in. That's what that is. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's Reggae Marathon. That's Reggae Marathon. That's the route. It's going to be fun. I'm also, again, if anybody's out there who is going to be in town or is going to run it, I'm doing a shakeout run on Saturday morning. We'll probably do it around 7 o'clock. Nice and chill, 30 minutes. Real, super, super relaxed. Starting at Travelers at 7 a.m. We'll meet up at 7, probably head out at about 7:30. And like I said, very chill. There's a lot of shade on the shared user path across the street from Travelers. So, you don't have to worry about the sun beaming on your head. But if everybody could be there at 7, that would be great. And we'll do some strides afterwards to, loosen up the legs. And that'll be Saturday. And the pasta party will be Saturday evening. I recommend, especially if you're running the marathon, almost just get your bib, get some food, get out of there, get your feet up. Best thing to do. You don't want to be there, be on your feet. I've made the mistake of doing that in the past. At Reggae Marathon, I've done that when I ran a marathon in Japan, representing Jamaica the day before. That was by far the absolute worst marathon I've ever ran in my life. Between maybe the first marathon, they rival each other. That marathon and the first marathon that I ever did, just a grueling, excruciating terrible experience because of just making rookie mistakes and one of the rookie mistakes I made was just being on my feet way too much the day before, and that has a really adverse effect on your performance the following day. So just don't get caught up in the possibility is what I'm trying to say. All right, let's get up to some of the comments here. Ebony X, thanks for joining. Yep, hope you are doing well too. Let me get my face out of there. Yeah, hope you're doing well too. I am cool over here. Chantel Forster says, have you written briefs / work with for professional videographers, editors before? Have I worked with professional videographers before, editors before? As far as here with my company, yes, I've only done contract work or freelance work with them, like for specific projects. So I have done that. I personally have not worked for anybody. I'm not sure if that's the way you're asking it, but I have worked with editors with my company before, and videographers as well. They've even with Thropex, those guys were all pros that did it for their living, but it was all freelance work. Donna Bryce says, love the Silverbirds. Yes, they're an awesome steel pan drum orchestra or bands. Yeah, I guess that's what we call them. They're really good, super talented. So yeah, they're gonna be there at the Pasa party for Reggae Marathon. She's Gal says, hello Throppers, hello to you as well. Robert Nestor Marley, thank you for the correction on that, Gregory. Or the clarification, I should say. Melissa Watson says, hi, good evening. Hope all is well. Share the live. Yes, share the live so everybody can join in on this rain, this unexpected. I don't know if it was unexpected, but I know I didn't expect it. I was looking forward to a beautiful sunset this evening here in Treasure Beach, but we got enough blessings instead. Mark McCarthy says, there goes the map. Great description. Greetings to one and all. That's right. We'll burn up the map for any reason at all. Anywhere you guys want to see it or find out about, let me know. We're going to bring that map up. Good to see you, Mark. Absolutely beautiful scenery. Thank you. It's really nice. Really nice. I'm going to make another adjustment with the camera in a second to see if we can get some more light in there. Mark McCarthy says, that's going to be a good run. I think so too. It's going to be a fun one. And you got to remember too that this is the first Reggae Marathon post-COVID, and so it should be almost like a reunion, I'd say. I know a lot. I haven't done any. The only race I did was here. I did a triathlon in April here, and yeah, that was the only race I've done in Jamaica since COVID, and that was coming off of my torn ligaments in my knee. But I was able to break the course record in the run leg, which was cool. And then that was it. My body completely fell apart after that. There was nothing else. I was done. That was in late April. And I've pretty much been out ever since, which really sucked this year. But that's okay. Let me adjust the camera real quick. I'll be right back. Man, it's really coming down. I'll give you guys a little sample. Yeah, that's the rain coming down pretty heavy. This camera's pretty good. It's like really dark right now. I'm so surprised that you guys can still even see me, and that the big camera is still picking up the horizon and the rain there. Andrew Blake says, I usually watch the marathon at our Pastimes Hotel or Boardwalk. It's a good time. Yeah, that's actually a really good time. Good place. So, but our pastime turned into, oh man, I was just looking at, it starts with Avita or something like that. I'm getting it wrong, but it's right next to Boardwalk. But they changed ownership. But that's great. That's a great place to watch and cheer from. Hard rain indeed. Hard rain indeed. So how's everybody think Thanksgiving? Like this is we this is a Thanksgiving live. How did it go? Did everybody already eat? I know it's almost 6 o'clock here. I'm going to eat at man in another 5, 6, 7, almost 2 hours. I'm like hungry now. But I have dinner at 7:30, but that's okay. Also, who cooked? Chantel Forrester said, I thought I'd ask before I forward the vacancy to people I know. They don't really work with clients with little project experience are in writing briefs. I'll forward it on since you say you do. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you, Chantel. Appreciate that. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind having a conversation. The majority is like, if you want to know the content, it's like literally podcasts. If you're an editor, it's very easy. It's very easy. I'm just trying to create volume, and we have our pipeline set up pretty easily in terms of how to like what like even before I would say the production starts. So it's very clearly laid out, and if you're an experienced editor, like this is nothing complicated. You're literally cutting from one camera angle to another, no special effects or anything like that, and we just are trying to get basically input somebody into the pipeline to get our content out at a faster rate, because I could do way more interviews, but I just don't have the capacity to edit them. I can only, the most videos I got out in a week was 2 by myself. No, I've done 3 before, but that was a lot. That was a lot on me, a lot of strain, and it's just not sustainable. And so what is sustainable for me now is by myself, that is, to do interviews, to edit them, and then post them, is literally 1 video a week. And that allows me to still enjoy the process, have a life, and also to grow the company. But now if I had the help, then we can be producing 3, 4 videos a week. And that's the thinking behind hiring and bringing on help, especially with editors, with the videographers. I don't know if you know people here in Jamaica, Chantel, but again, would love to work with somebody full time to help me out with stuff, because even like stuff like this, I know all the equipment and everything like that. I can easily do it by myself, but again, it'd be great to have the help. So thank you for the inquiry. If you have any further questions, or the people that you speak to, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to speak with them, and you can also refer them to my channel to get an understanding of the type of content that we create. Thank you again. Mystical 404 says, so beautiful. The rain is heavenly. It is indeed. Nadine Lee says, heavy rain, so relaxing. Yes. Dorothy Will says, dinner was delicious. Awesome. Happy to hear. Metho is fasting. How I'm always interested in hear this. How many hours do you fast? Are you doing like a daily fast? Like, a certain amount of days, I should say, Metho? Nadine Lee says, I'm eating Thanksgiving dinner now. Okay, awesome. I'm honored to join you in your Thanksgiving feast today. And Well says, hi, Throt. You might be surprised of the talents you can find in Jamaica. Good luck in your search. I'm surprised that I'm not finding the talents. I've been trying. I've tried. I've had a couple of guys on my team before, but I've had some challenges with that, and it's oh wow, the rain just stopped. Yeah, and I've had some challenges finding that, and it may also be the area I'm in. We're in country, we're in the grill, and so that's also part of the challenge that we talked about at Throt X is the is finding the talent, and then finding somewhere for them to live, because there is like nowhere for them to live, especially if you're a person, and I hate to talk badly about it, but it's just the reality. But if you're somebody that's used to a certain lifestyle and a certain aesthetic and a certain type of accommodation and living arrangement, you'll be hard pressed to find that equivalent in the grill. And that's one thing that was like one of the main themes for Throp X. And we did the tour of Negril, and people had an understanding of the different types of developments we had here and the different types of housing that was available. And most of it's been geared towards tourists from like the 70s, 80s, 90s, that sort of thing, 2000s. And so there isn't a lot of new development and development with the amenities that I would say, I was going to say young people, but I wouldn't even say young people, but I would just say people who say would be migrating. I would not even from the States. I would even say migrating from Kingston to Negril. Put it that way. We don't have that. And there are really, really nice places to live in Kingston. And there's just much more of it. Way, 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 way more of it in Kingston. And especially if you have like a young person, especially if you have an established professional in Kingston, and they're going to come out and move to Negril, they're going to be like, what is this kind of thing? And they're not going to last. And I gave the example, I think, last week of, or maybe I was having this conversation privately with somebody, but I hired a young lady. This was a few years ago. Very, very smart woman. She had her MBA, working for me, personal assistant. And I think there was a problem, especially for a young person from a social aspect. There wasn't a lot of variety. That's one. And then the biggest thing too was her accommodations. I mean, it was rough. It was really rough, and it's also just rough for her coming from what she's used to, a certain level of accommodation that she's used to. So I say all that to say is that even if I do find the talent here in Negril or in Jamaica, I would say like bringing them to Negril is going to be a whole other challenge. However, I do hope that it seems like the future is looking better in terms of accommodations for affordable, or what I call it, affordable new construction, right? And everything can't be luxury. And like and that's what I'm seeing mostly come on board. Like we need accommodations for middle income people. We need something that's like, I would say, and we can canvas this. I guess I can canvas this locally. Some like if we can get like new accommodations, new construction at like $1,000 or less, right? That's going to attract like a good, tech person or something like. Well, a tech person could probably afford that, but young talent, right? And so that's kind of what I'm thinking for accommodations. But even if I do get somebody, that's probably my biggest fear, and I'm not the only one who feels that way. There are many other business owners who feel that way as well. But thank you, Andwell, for the well wishes. Rachel says Thanksgiving was quiet for us, just the way we like it. We always keep it simple. I appreciate the long weekend. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Happy to hear. Rachel says, I used to be a big time faster, trying to get back in tune. I believe fasting big time is great for everything, mind, body, and soul. I did 23 1 to 5 days a week. Being disciplined is very important. Yeah, Metho, that's crazy. So 7 days. So is that liquid? I mean, obviously you have to drink water, but what are you taking? Are you taking anything? Are you just doing water alone? 168 hours. I do. I do that. I do a natural fast. My dad is a big fast. I didn't even know he did this, but I remember but he has like a 14-hour fast, and they say, what is it? More or less, the less you eat, the longer you live. And the thinking behind this is that the process of digestion, well, the process of digestion is like a big strain on your body. Like it takes a lot of energy, a lot of this, a lot of that, and the less you can do it, obviously within reason. Don't starve yourself. The longer you live, and that's just like a general thing I remember hearing, and it seems to make sense. Metho says he's just drinking water. That's awesome. I do like about 12 to 14 a day, depending on how my training goes, and so a lot of marathoners do this. And the idea behind doing these 12 to 14-hour fasts and also doing fasted runs, most importantly, is to get your body to burn fat before it starts burning glycogen, because your glycogen stores, you can only, sorry, there's rain getting on my computer. You can only, there's a limitation to that, your glycogen stores, and you can only put so much into your body. And after you, and so you want your body to be trained to feed off of your fat that you have as long as possible before you need to go into your glycogen stores, and then before you need to start doing, sorry, the rain is coming in really bad. I think I gotta go. Man, this is like a hurricane right now. All right, a few more minutes and we got to wrap up. My computer's getting wet, really wet. Yeah, I got to go, everyone. It's like, all right, trying to make some adjustments here, but we got to go. It's like a hurricane here. You guys have a happy Thanksgiving. I'm going to run, pack up because it's getting wet here. I will see you on Sunday. See everybody on Sunday. Have a good evening. Have a good night. Take care. Sorry.